It's no secret that shiny hunting has become significantly easier with the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and even Pokemon Legends Arceus. A lot of people feel like these games have ruined shiny hunting, and although I can understand where they're coming from, personally I think it's more fun now than ever to shiny hunt your favorite Pokemon. My favorite type is Ghost, so I decided to shiny hunt every single Ghost type Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Here's how I did it. The obvious first choice was one of the game's starter Pokemon, Fuecoco, and while Fuecoco is a fire type and not a ghost type, he does evolve into a ghost type. The starter Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet are shiny locked, meaning there's no way to obtain a shiny variant at the start of the game when selecting your starter, which in this case is fine for me because I beat the game a long time ago and don't really want to start over. So what are my options? Well, there's actually only one way to shiny hunt Fuecoco in these games, because they also don't spawn anywhere in the wild, so they can't be caught. I'm going to be using something called the Masuda method. This method is named after Game Freak's co-founder Junichi Masuda and is really simple to set up. Basically all you need to do is breed two Pokemon from different languages. I'll be breeding my starter Fuecoco, who's actually fully evolved into a Skeledirge, with a Japanese Ditto that I received in a trade. Using the Masuda method in Scarlet and Violet increases your odds of finding a shiny from 1 out of 4,096 to 1 out of 683, and because I've already obtained the shiny charm, an item that increases your odds of finding shinies, my odds are increased to 1 out of 512, a significant boost. Scarlet and Violet uses a mechanic of making sandwiches that give you different bonuses or boosts. I'll be making a great peanut butter sandwich which gives me a level 2 egg boost, increasing the frequency in which I can pick up eggs from this basket while at a picnic. It also increases how quickly eggs will hatch while walking or riding around in the game. Pair that with a Pokemon like Talonflame that has the ability Flame Body, which will also increase the speed that eggs hatch, and we'll be hatching eggs like a pro. Everyone that already knows everything I just explained wants me to shut up and get to the good part, so here we go. After hatching 433 eggs, I found my first shiny of this challenge. For now, let's keep our momentum going and keep hunting. I'll evolve everything at the end. The second Pokemon I went for is the original Ghost-type Pokemon, Gastly. Gastly can be found in many areas throughout Paldea, but I decided to hunt for it in a small group of ruins near the start of the game. I can make another sandwich to help with the hunt, but I'm not going to be using any Herba Mystica. For those of you who don't know, Herba Mystica is a sandwich ingredient used to make the most beneficial sandwiches in the game. It can be used to make level 3 boosts, and also allows for sandwiches that increases your odds of finding shiny Pokemon. The sandwich we need is number 113, the Great Vegetable Sandwich, which boosts our odds for ghost types to spawn. However, apparently I hadn't found that recipe yet. A quick Google search tells me that I need to go home and speak with Mom to learn it. Now that I've got what I need, the hunt can begin. After only 18 minutes of hunting, I found a shiny, Drowsy, and then I found another one. Full disclosure, I completely forgot to save the game after catching the second Drowsy, so RIP to him. But it's okay, because I've found another one. After about 3 hours of hunting, this happened.
No, wait a minute. Oh, I think that's it right there. Oh my, it's so hard to see. Oh, finally.
Decent shiny in my opinion, but it could be better. That's 2 down, a lot more to go. The next Pokemon on the list is one that I actually already had, but I hunted it again. Just for you. Frostlast. I found a mass outbreak of Frostlast in the Glaciado Mountains and decided to hunt there. A mass outbreak is basically just when a bunch of the same Pokemon species spawn in one place. Knocking out 60 of the Pokemon will increase the chances of finding a shiny from 1 in 4,096 to 1 in 1,366, or 1 out of 820 with the shiny charm. Pair that with a Great Vegetable Sandwich to ensure most of your spawns are ghost types, and you've got a recipe for a shiny. After about 15 minutes of hunting, I've found my target. Not a bad shiny at all. I like the deeper blues and purples, and I think the purple belt looks better too. I added her to the box with the other two and pressed on. While resetting the game for mass outbreaks, I found one for Shuppet and headed that way. I noticed that a lot of Oricorio spawn here, which is good to know for later. A lot of the ghost types, Shuppet included, only spawn at night, so I have to just kind of wait around until the sun goes down if I don't find one in time. After only 4 minutes into the second in-game night of hunting, a shiny Shuppet spawns right in front of my eyes.
Dude, that looks so good. He popped right in front of my face. Like, that is crazy.
Shuppet has an excellent shiny color, definitely A tier. This hunt took around an hour and 25 minutes. Now it's time for a bit of heartbreak. The next Outbreak I found was for the Pokemon Sinisty. Sinisty is a small Pokemon. It's hard enough to see them at all, let alone spot a shiny one. 20 minutes into my hunt, this happened.
Whoopsie. Come on, man. Oh, look, there's one right there. Oh, let's go. Run. Let's go. No. No. There's no way it despawned. I was right here beside it. They do not despawn when you're that close to them. It had to have just moved somewhere else. I do not see it anywhere. This has got to be some kind of joke.
It was just gone. Disappeared into the void, never to be seen again. It took me 3 hours and 25 minutes of hunting to find another one, and it wasn't even the same Outbreak. The day rolled over on my game and I had to find a new one since the Outbreaks reset at midnight. But anyway, I finally got it. It's a 6 shiny. I still can't believe the first one despawned on me. Next up is Misdreavus. Misdreavus tends to spawn near bodies of water, which is exactly where I found this mass outbreak for them. This was one of my fastest shinies, showing up just 14 minutes into my hunt. This muddy green shiny isn't my favorite, but that's one more down. My next hunt took me back to Glaciado Mountain, this time to look for a shiny Dreepy. It's a little tricky to knock out the 60 Dreepy needed to increase our odds since a lot of them are hovering over water, but at least they are able to spawn during the day. This is another small Pokemon, making the shiny easy to miss, but lucky for me, one spawned right in front of me just 13 minutes into the hunt. I have zero complaints about this shiny. The change from red to yellow is simple but looks awesome. Let's move on to the next one. This next hunt is another instance of needing to catch a non-ghost type Pokemon in order to evolve it into one later. Mankey was given a 3rd stage evolution in Scarlet and Violet called Annihilate. By this point in this challenge, I learned that the mass outbreaks have a chance to be influenced based on your last made sandwich and where you were standing when the real world clock resets, also resetting the outbreak. Austin John Plays has a great video explaining how this works, so I'll link it in the video description. It helped me out a lot with this challenge. I did find another random shiny that almost got away from me because I was trying to get a good shot of it with the camera, but thankfully I was able to secure a shiny Mudbray. Roughly 55 minutes into the hunt, we find our sickly green Mankey hanging out under a tree with a Gastly. I've been critical of green shinies in the past because it feels like they get used too often, but this one isn't too bad, I'll take it. Plus, it's gonna look a lot different once I fully evolve it later. I think black shinies are some of the best looking Pokemon in the game, so I was super excited to see an outbreak pop up for Sandygast. This nice relaxing hunt on the beach quickly turned to panic.
Gotcha. Such a good looking shiny. The black ones look so good. Oh, come on, dude.
No, it's running. It's just Sinisty all over again. Look how far away he is. Go.
Come on, dude. No. I cannot handle this again. I'm going to have a heart attack. Oh, I don't know how that did not despawn. Jeez, I can't handle this anymore, dude. This game's going to kill me.
44 minutes after starting this hunt, I added this killer S tier shiny to the collection. It took a little time to get an outbreak for Charcadet to show up, so I wasted no time heading into the desert to kick off this hunt. If you're not aware, Charcadet has a very disappointing shiny, the only change being that the eyes are blue instead of red. This is gonna be a tough one to spot. After knocking out 60 and making my sandwich, the hunt is on. An hour in, I turned my camera to look behind me and randomly found a shiny Swablu, so that was pretty cool. This was actually the last random shiny I found during this challenge, surprisingly. It would take another hour and 20 minutes before I would find the blue-eyed soldier. Charcadet can evolve into one of 2 different Pokemon, so I kept hunting until I found a second one. I'll save that one for another video though. We're back to doing fire types, and going for Oricorio this time. I was able to get an outbreak right outside of Artizone in a convenient spot where I can take a few steps to change locations to reset the spawns. By some miracle, I was able to find the shiny in only 10 minutes. The fire type Oricorio has a great shiny, but we're not looking for a fire type, are we? Oricorio has 4 different forms, each being a different type. We want the Sensu style, which is a ghost and flying type. I headed to the shop Delibird Presents so I could buy a purple nectar and use it on my Oricorio to change it into the Sensu style. What an incredible shiny. That ice blue and purple looks so great. Next up is the grass and ghost type Pokemon Bramblin. This is a new Pokemon with Gen 9, and I actually really like the design and concept. The shiny isn't much different from the regular form, so this one might be hard to spot. Oh, never mind. I guess it isn't that hard to tell at nighttime. That only took about 18 minutes too. I wish they had done more with this shiny. It doesn't look different enough to me. That's 12 shiny ghosts down. Mimikyu is up next, and this one is one of my personal favorites. It's a spooky little guy who just wants to be loved. After a bit of resetting the game's clock, I finally get the Outbreak. Here's the thing about Mimikyu. His shiny is black and white, which is very hard to distinguish from a regular Mimikyu depending on the lighting. It doesn't help that it's found in Tag Tree Thicket, an area notorious for having terrible lag. I finally found a shiny after 38 minutes of looking, but I don't think I would have noticed it if it hadn't been for the regular Mimikyu around it. This is a really cool shiny palette that fits Mimikyu perfectly. Now you may notice that I have some Rotom in my box here. Let me explain what happened. I actually started hunting Rotom before Mimikyu. I found an Outbreak right outside of the Porto Marinata Lighthouse. I made a great vegetable sandwich and found a shiny Rotom just 12 minutes into my hunt, which is awesome. But here's the thing. Rotom has alternate forms just like Oricorio, only there's 6 of them. For some reason, I was under the impression that all of Rotom's forms were ghost types. They are not. They are all electric types. So I caught 6 shiny Rotom over the course of 2 real-world days and nearly 6 in-game hours, only to realize after I was finished that I didn't need to. But here they all are. I'm leaving them in the box with the others too. They're ghost Pokemon in my heart. Oh, and I totally failed one too. I didn't even notice it until I was watching the footage back later. I have no idea how I didn't see this. I'm going back to the Masuda method for the next one. Spiritomb can't be found in a mass outbreak, but it can be caught in the wild. I thought it may be a bit more efficient to do some egg hunts, and I also just wanted to break up the hunts a bit and do something different. I went just over odds at 586 eggs before this beautiful shiny hatched.
Oh no way! Oh, let's go, that looks so good! Oh, that's the best one so far, hands down.
This is what shiny Pokemon should look like. 10 out of 10, would hunt again. It took a lot of resets to find this next one in an outbreak, but I finally got Grievous to show up in the mountains. This hunt was a little annoying because of the slope of the mountain, but at least nothing was spawning in the ground or in the walls like I see way too often. Grievous shiny should be pretty easy to spot, and after an hour and a half of hunting, I found exactly what I was looking for. I'm not sure why the devs gave Grievous this weird yellow snow color. It just looks like pee. But at least it's different, I guess. The hunt for shiny Sableye took me down into the caves. This is of course being another mass outbreak aided by a great vegetable sandwich. Sableye spawns are pretty common down here as it is, so I thought I was going to find this one pretty quick. It took me an hour and a half of hopping around the caves before this golden guy finally revealed himself. Pretty good shiny in my opinion. This is all of the ghost type Pokemon that we can catch in Pokemon Violet, so we're done. Well, almost. There's actually 3 more Pokemon that we can get thanks to a pre-order bonus and 2 raid events. Hisuian Zoroark from Pokemon Legends Arceus was given to players for pre-ordering the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. We can do a Masuda method hunt for Hisuian Zorora, a normal and ghost type, but we need to make sure that Zoroark is holding an Everstone, otherwise we're going to end up hatching regular Zorora. At 339 eggs, I'm greeted with one of the best shinies in the Pokemon universe. One of the raid event Pokemon that I mentioned is none other than the elite Gen 7 starter Decidueye. Decidueye Terra Raid battles were available in March of 2023, and the caught Decidueye can be bred for a shiny just like the Hisuian Zoroark. It took just 301 eggs to get our perfect little green owl. Now I was fully prepared to tell you guys how Gimmighoul and Golden Go are shiny locked in these games, meaning that there's no way to catch them at all in their shiny form, and I thought that we would just have to skip over them. And then I was thrown a curveball. During the June 2023 Nintendo Direct, it was revealed that a 10-day Gimmighoul raid event was coming to the games, and that there was a very small chance of encountering a shiny. I had to find one. But there was a problem. The raid event had standard shiny odds, which meant there was a 1 out of 4,096 chance of finding the shiny. A raid takes a minimum of 5 minutes if you're joining online, and that's if you're lucky. Multiply that by 4,096, and you'll find that it would take over 2 weeks of non-stop hunting just to hit odds. The raid event doesn't even last that long, so I cheated on this one. I found one of those auto-hosted raids online and snagged the shiny that way. I didn't want to lie to you guys about it. This is not a legitimate shiny, but with that, I have obtained every shiny ghost type that can be caught in Pokemon Violet, excluding evolutions of course. There are 2 ghost type Pokemon that are in Pokemon Scarlet that cannot be caught in Pokemon Violet. I haven't played through Pokemon Scarlet, so I have 2 options. I can reach out to a friend who's played through the game and just join their game through multiplayer through the Union Circle and catch the Pokemon that I need. Or I could just play through the game myself, but here's the kicker. One of the Pokemon I need cannot even be caught until the very end of the game. It's literally post-game content. So in order to catch this one Pokemon, I would have to defeat all 8 gym leaders, become the champion, defeat all of the Titans, and take down Team Starfall. And that's exactly what I did. I waited until I finished the game to start hunting even the first Pokemon I needed, but I did stumble upon a shiny Murkrow super early into the game. I guess the shiny Swablu wasn't the last random shiny after all. With the game completed, I found an Outbreak of Drifloon to catch this really cool looking yellow shiny after about 20 minutes of hunting. Only one more Pokemon to go. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet introduced past and future forms of current Pokemon called Paradox Pokemon. The last Pokemon I need is a Paradox Pokemon called Fluttermane. Fluttermane only spawns in the in-game area called Area 0 and only at night. It's not easy to tell what time of day it is while in Area 0 because it always looks like daytime. So after waiting until nightfall in the game, I made a great vegetable sandwich and descended to the deepest part of the game. After only 17 minutes of hunting, I found the last shiny ghost of the challenge. And then I proceeded to find 2 more. I moved my Scarlet shinies over to Violet through Pokemon Home and began the tedious task of evolving everything. A lot of the Pokemon evolved through leveling up, which was easy enough since I had plenty of XP candies. I evolved Fuecoco to Skeledirge, Shuppet to Banette, Dreepy to Dragapult, Sandygast to Palossand, Grievous to Houndstone, Zorua to Zoroark, Rowlet to Decidueye, and finally Drifloon to Drifblim. The others that can evolve need a little extra work. To evolve Sinisty to Poltegeist, I need to grab an item called the Cracked Pot since mine is a phony form. There's also a much rarer antique form that uses a chip pot to evolve. A Dusk Stone is needed to evolve Mischievous into Mismagius, but thankfully I already had one of those. I grabbed the Malicious Armor to evolve Charcadet into Ceruledge, an awesome looking Pokemon with a really bad shiny. To evolve Bramblin, I don't need an item at all. I just had to have it walk outside of its Pokeball for 1000 steps using the Let's Go mechanic, and then level it up to get Bramblegast. To get Annihilate, I had to evolve Mankey into Primeape and have it use the move Rage Fist 20 times. I'm super stoked about this one. This Pokemon design is great. To evolve Gimmighoul into Goldengo, I need to travel around Paldea and defeat Wild Gimmighoul to collect Gimmighoul coins. It takes 999 coins for the evolution. Goldengo has to be one of the worst shinies ever. Last but not least, we have the OG Ghost himself. To evolve Gastly to Gengar, I first had to evolve it into a Haunter and then trade it to someone to trigger the evolution. Unfortunately, that means we don't get to see the evolution sequence, so here's a look at a regular Gengar next to the shiny instead. Pretty disappointing. So that's every single shiny ghost type Pokemon that can be obtained in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There are a few others that can be transferred over through Pokemon Home, like Hisuian Typhlosion and Giratina, but since they can't be obtained in the game, we're not going to count those. Also, this video was made before the release of the DLC, so any of those Pokemon are off the table as well. I really enjoyed making this video, so if you guys liked it, please let me know and I'll consider making another one with a different type. Also, leave me some nickname suggestions down in the comments because I'm terrible at coming up with those. If you want an easy way to support the channel, just subscribe and maybe share this video with a friend that likes ghost type Pokemon. Until next time, my name is Trendge, and I'll see you on the next adventure.